Manna, July 24. The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. James 5:16. Communion with the Lord in prayer brings increased confidence in the Lord's supervision of our affairs, increased faith in all the exceeding great and precious promises of His Word, increased realization of His leadings, past and present, increased love for all the brethren of Christ, and increased solicitude for their welfare and spiritual progress. Prayer is thus closely and actively identified with progress in spiritual things, progress in the fruits of the Spirit, toward God, the brethren, and all men. Reprint 2692.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're really zeroing in on just one specific source.
That's right. A short passage from Daily Heavenly Manna, the entry for July 24th.
And it kicks off with the scripture, James 5.1-2, you know the one? The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. Pretty powerful statement to start with.
It is, but what's really interesting, I think, is where the passage goes next. It doesn't just, state prayer is powerful and leave it there.
Right. It immediately starts exploring the effects, the implications.
Exactly. It digs into how prayer actually works on someone, how it changes things practically on their spiritual journey. It's less about just asking and more about how the act of praying itself transforms you.
Okay, so that's our goal for this deep dive then.
Right.
We want to pull out those specific insights from this one text. How does it say prayer changes a person inside and out? The relationships, too. So let's start with the internal stuff. According to this passage, what does prayer do for you personally?
Well, the text is quite clear. It mentions increased confidence in the Lord's supervision of our affairs. That's one key thing.
Okay, confidence in His supervision.
And also, increased faith in all the exceeding great and precious promises of His Word. So confidence and faith, specifically linked to His guidance and promises.
Right. So it's not just general positive thinking. It's building something specific inside.
Precisely. It's like prayer actively constructs this internal, this framework of trust, assurance. It's not passive belief.
It's more like a recalibration.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. It deepens how you understand divine guidance. It actually says you gain an increased realization of His leadings, past and present.
So looking back and seeing it, which then builds trust for right now.
Exactly. It shifts your whole experience, really. Turning past worries into proof of care, building real, active trust for the day-to-day.
Okay, that makes sense. Building that inner conviction. But, what really caught my eye was the next part, how it pivots outwards.
The relational aspects.
Yes. It talks about increased love for all the brethren of Christ and increased solicitude for their welfare and spiritual progress.
Which is fascinating, isn't it? Because we often think of prayer as, solitary, just you and God.
Right. Me too. But this passage directly connects that private act to these very public communal feelings, empathy, concern.
And it doesn't seem to frame it as just a nice side effect either. It suggests this increased love and concern is a sort of direct outcome of praying.
Like prayer causes this shift in how you relate to others.
That seems to be the implication here. It's not just vertical between you and the divine. It expands horizontally to your community. Your circle of care gets wider, you could say.
Which kind of leads into the bigger picture outcome it mentions.
Yeah, the text says prayer is closely and actively identified with progress in spiritual things.
Closely and actively. That sounds pretty direct. And specifically, progress in what?
Progress in the fruits of the Spirit. That's the phrase used.
Okay, so love, joy, peace, patience, those kinds of things. Prayer helps cultivate those.
That's what it suggests. And it underlines that this growth isn't just internal. It affects your relationships across the board, toward God, the brethren, and all men.
Wow. So it's painting prayer as this really dynamic engine for, holistic growth. Personal faith, yes, but also genuinely better relationships with everyone.
It really is. It's not just a quiet moment. It's presented as a force that changes you and how you interact with the world.
So summing this up, this short bit of text gives us a surprisingly full picture. Prayer builds inner confidence and faith. Then it fosters this outward-facing love and concern.
Right.
And it all ties into this broader spiritual development, these fruits of the Spirit that impact all our relationships. It's way more than just asking for things.
Absolutely. For the writer here, prayer is clearly this essential catalyst. It's about ongoing development, ongoing connection, both upwards with the divine and outwards with humanity.
So maybe a final thought for you listening. What if you started thinking about prayer, not just in terms of what you ask for, but in terms of these effects the passage describes?
Yeah, like focusing on how it might be building your confidence or increasing your love for others or cultivating those spiritual fruits.
How might actively looking for those outcomes change how you see prayer and its potential impact on your life and, well, all your relationships? Something to consider.